All right, welcome in game two in Russia versus Taiwan. We are here 1v1 Arabia. And it is going to be Dark playing as the Chinese versus Z40 playing as the Mongols. I am going to change Z40 to red here, I think. A little bit easier to see on the map. All right. Both really good Arabia civs. Probably both top tier, but I do think Mongols in a vacuum should be slightly favored. Especially the later this game goes, the better for the Mongols. But it's always... And I'm actually curious to see, once both players have taken all their elephants and pushed in their stuff, I'm curious to see who actually has... Or I think Chinese will still have more res collected, but I'm curious to see how big of an advantage it is, right? Mongols with that crazy hunt bonus. Unless... Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He almost ran right into the elephant. And I think Z40 is nervous that was going to happen. He's just chilling out here for a second. He does not want to get lamed. All right, he's going to take the second elephant. But yeah, I'm curious how the bonuses even out here, because like right now it's pretty close. Still an extra villager here for Dark. 33 seconds of vital TC time is a little bit high. I think usually you're hoping for like low 20s where the Chinese start at the top level. But not the biggest deal in the world. Look at this, Z40 takes the lead in res collected, probably only briefly until these vills drop off again, but Mongols are kind of cracked for a reason on Arabia. And Z40 is going to go forward with a scout now, or he's going to start... Oh, he's pushing in. Okay, he's just pushing in. Dark is not. Dark has been super far forward with the scout. Did he actually push in anything? Where are his deer? He's got... Those are probably his main deer, right? And then... These are secondary. Yeah, so Dark not pushing any deer. Interesting. He's going to disrupt the deer push instead of the 40. Is that worth it? So, for any Redditors out there that although I haven't seen this complaint in a while, usually about every 5 or so posts on Reddit, if you ever go on there for AoE 2, there's somebody complaining about how deer pushing has ruined the game because it is absolutely necessary to do now. If you're anywhere above 800 elo, you got to be pushing all your deer immediately and perfectly, or else you stand no chance. Well, Dark has decided not to push a single deer this game, and I guess I won't gloat until we see if he wins or not. But I'm pretty sure this would imply it's not necessary to win at virtually any level. Now, this is worth noting, Z40 does have equal res collected, not in a tiny part because of that. Although Z40 has only pushed in 1 deer so far as well. This is the second that just came in now. So not that big of a difference. But even on res collected, after the Chinese start, is a little rough. Also, Dark clicks up to Feudal Age just now. He's going to be 1.5 minutes behind Z40. I think you're always going to be a little bit behind, especially with the Chinese. Usually you're clicking up a little bit later with them. We'll see if Z40 can capitalize off this. He's really trying to take this scout down. And, well, he's going to be able to now, because Feudal Age is going to come in. And still pretty good for Dark. I think Dark probably realized that Feudal Age was about to be in for Z40. He took as much HP as he could in the Dark Age. before this scout upgraded with Feudal Age. And it's going to be a stable opening for Z40. On the other side, it's looking like archers for Dark. And he's just going to come out here and long distance take these Gazelle. There you go. I think more players should do this, to be honest. I think this long distance taking the hunt, really good for a lot of velos. Pushing deer, Also, I think as far as bettering yourself, getting good at scouting is more important than getting good at pushing deer, I think. But maybe I'm wrong about that, I don't know. I say that as someone who's quite good at pushing deer and quite bad at scouting, all things equal, so maybe I'm overhyping the things I don't do. Scouts coming out for Z40. Archery range goes up for Dark. He's got a singular spearman on the field. I don't actually know where it is. It's going forward. Okay. All aggro, no defense here for Dark. He simply sends the spearman forward. Here's the first trip of hunt coming back here for Dark. What actually happens here if the Gazelle rots away before the villagers reach it? Do they go back to the TC or do they just hunt the next Gazelle? It's kind of important. Maybe not for Dark per se, but he might have clicked them. That looked like a click. But I still don't quite know how that works. But scouts are arriving for Z40. He does see this Gazelle dead here. Nice quick wall for Dark on the berries. Very nice quick wall for Dark on the berries. There are 2 spears on the field now. One is forward, though. Learning the opponent's wood chopping techniques here. Don't quite know what the idea is with that spearmint. Dark just going for small walls. Though, okay, I think the spearman will be able to merge here with the villagers in time. Archery range added in now for Z40, as he is mostly full walled, though only palisades down here could be an issue at some point. Farms progressing for both. And the scouts have not found very much damage at all. Really good defense from Dark. The small walls coupled with just enough spearmen, it feels like. I think he lost his spearman forward, unfortunately. And Z40 is going to start getting onto gold. It's a little awkward, the walls here, although I guess you could extend them out this far. It always feels bad to have the farms out in front like this, especially now as archers are arriving forward, but that's rude. I don't think Z40 was going to take that Gazelle. Feels unnecessary, but fine. Dark is down 0 to 2 KD overall, so maybe he needed to, you know, emotionally prepare his archers for taking a life, right? Start out with the Gazelle, since his people have not known death yet. Market coming down at home for Dark, and feels like both players are just angling their way up towards Castle Age. Feels like Dark can probably get there first. Blacksmith here for Z40. No market for him, so he's gonna have the res to click up naturally anyway, but that might delay him a little bit off of Dark's Castle Age timing. Oh boy, second mining camp on this main gold here for Dark. We are going to be saturating this gold, probably as a setup for knights in the next stage, if I had to guess. Scouts are going to think about taking a villager here, but of course scouts can't ever decide who they want to attack. That is so frustrating when the scouts decide to just attack a random other villager nearby instead of sticking with the one villager that is actually dying. Okay, one villager goes down. That was such good defense from Dark, though. Good micro, really good. There are still weak vills in here, but I don't think Z40 should be able to take any of them. Castle Age on the way for both players. Dark did sell 100 stone, but not the full 200. So both players still have the possibility, as the last scout goes down, of adding in additional town centers. Z40 didn't use up any stone, obviously, because there's still no market here. Imagine getting to Castle Age without the market. That's crazy. Eco upgrades coming in nicely for Z40 as well, getting gold mining. Dark is as well. Also, horse collar just coming in now for Dark. I guess that's fine. You got it before any of these farms are reseeded, so generally that's okay. Dark will also be fully walled. I think he wants a TC here. Pretty juicy TC spot, to be honest. As far as Arabia TCs go, this is about as good as it gets. Does not quite have the wood. There we go. And there we go. Alright, Z40 is going to hit the Castle Age. And it's going to be Cav Archers for Z40. No second TC, full Cav Archer. Okay. Kept all that stone. And it's just going to go Cav Archers. 2-range production is okay, not perfect. It's going to be Cav Archers for Dark as well. No? He was thinking about it. I saw a Cav Archer up here. He's going Skirmishers instead. I think he does want to go Cav Archers, though, right? He's getting Husbandry. There's no other upgrades here for Cav, though. Still does not have a... Oh, he must have a stable, right? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Second TC for Z40. That's a beautiful town center. There aren't too many Arabia generations, so that let you do this. That's really nice. Could have a pretty juicy second, or a third TC, I should say, over here as well. Like I said, long term, I like Mongols a lot better than Chinese if this goes late. So, skill concerns aside, I don't think Z40 should feel the need to rush things. Elite Skirm coming in for Dark. Full Skirmisher defense. And is this just going to be a Giga Boom? I said Dark was a big boomer. There's the third TC. I would not be surprised to see Dark go up to 5 in this game. I would not be surprised at all. Because it feels like he's just going to go full defense, right? Was thinking about Cav Archers, but doesn't seem to really want to do that anymore. Only has 2 on gold. This is going to be a little annoying. Bodkin is in, so the skirms are doing fairly good damage, and I don't think Dark has noticed this yet. Oh, maybe he has. Okay. He's sending his elite skirms. He seemed very confident in... Okay, well, these skirms developed a sudden onset hatred of this house. 12 Cav Archers on the field, though, for Z40. Is broken into the base of Dark. More quick walls needed here to prevent them from running into the back, but okay. No losses so far. This is going to be a university for Z40 in the back of his base, so he's hoping for ballistics rather soon. Should be able to swing it. And forward siege workshop. Okay, so Z40 is going to try and press the issue here against a full turtle dark strategy. These skirms are still an issue, though. Not an issue, an annoyance. We'll put it that way. It's not that big of a problem. We do have this wood line still. We've got this wood line still. But third TC, right where, man, Nostradamus. I'm calling out the TCs beautifully this game. This is second armor for Dark. Still does not have a university, so no ballistics in the short term here for Dark. Probably will want those if he's long-term going skirm defense against cav archers. There are a couple of knights being mixed in here as well for Z40. And mangonels being produced at the front. So this town center is going to be the first target. And Dark's going to have to get a siege workshop down for defense, I think. He's added in an archery range. Oh boy. More skirms are not going to save you against the siege push. There's a siege workshop. This is a scary army, though. 16 cav archers, 2 knights, soon to be 2 mangonels on the field versus 9 skirmishers and an archer. I don't know. Dark maybe playing a little too confidently here. You gotta be real careful with your skirms in that little choke point there. This is a Hera classic, microing skirms against the mangonel. Don't know if Dark's micro is quite as good as Hera's, though. We'll see. He's losing a couple skirms. Third mangonel has arrived. Feels like this town center is not going to stay standing for long. Knights can also do big damage against these skirms. Camels coming out, but there are literally 0 upgrades on these camels, so the cav archers are still going to be a problem. Z40 still does not have ballistics, though. Built a university, feels like forever ago. Mangonel, first mangonel goes down. For Dark. TC is going down. He's having to repair it, but you're going to need more than 2 villagers repairing now with 4 mangonels here from Z40. He abandons the TC. That's 1 TC down. Maybe he won't get up to 5 town centers this game after all. He's going to build a castle up here. Okay, that probably protects that TC. I don't know if the mangonels can still range from... I don't think so. But how do you stop it at the front of your base? Eco starting to look pretty good back here for Z40. Dark went for the greedy boom, but is only 7 villagers ahead. Z40 carving out a nice area here to continue the siege push. Dark's also going to be housed here shortly if he's not prepping additional housing in the back. It's scary to push into a siege workshop that's garrisoned like this. It's very scary. Because Dark can choose any moment to hop out here and get a free shot, basically. And here it is. It didn't pop out super in the right spot. Ideally, it pops out and can fire immediately. But this is delaying the push. We're getting some upgrades on the camels. Bloodlines coming in for Z40 on the other side. I still would like to see ballistics. I also don't think I've seen... Thumb ring, no. That could also be very nice. Axe. Trying to duel with the mangonels. We do have a repair villager forward here for Z40, which is nice. Camels. Snipe down a mangonel. They snipe down 2. Third goes down to Dark's mangonel. Suddenly, there's not a lot of siege here for Z40, but Imperial Age is on the way. Okay. Skirms trying to micro the mangonel, and they actually do with the help of that camel. But now Dark is actually behind on villagers and about a minute behind to Imperial Age, which is not a super good combo. Okay, he does go for a technically 4th and 5th town center. He's only got 4 on the field, but this is the 5th town center he's built. So I still count that as a win. Ooh, castle at home for Z40. I almost would have liked to see that forward. That's okay, I guess. The safe castle at home is good for long-term map control, but it's not going to allow you to capitalize off the faster Imperial Age, which maybe is okay. He doesn't need to do that to take this win from here, I don't think. Also, Z40 getting the relics. Z40 is looking really good here. He's actually looking quite good here. Monk dodges the skirmishers, nice. Ballistics now in, thumb ring, second armor, light cav on the way, Mangadai being produced. And we are heavy on stone, so I imagine Z40 is going to end up with a couple more castles here in very short order. Cav archers can deal with these camels. Imperial Age comes in, immediate bracer on the way for Z40. Chemistry also clicked very quickly. I think a castle like here somewhere would be nice. He's got almost 2 in the bank. Oh, man. Honestly, I need to just go into the psychic business. I need to just start charging people to tell their fortunes. I'm so good at this. I'm usually not this good, so I'm very happy that I keep calling these things. Bracer chemistry coming in for Dark. Taking this fight against the skirms feels a little unnecessary for Z40 if I'm being honest, but we are pushing back the army, I suppose. Heavy camel. Oh boy, elite skirm heavy camel defense with the Chinese against Mongols. I don't know. If you let the Mongols just get into like Hussar Mangadai, that's terrible for you, isn't it? We'll see. Another castle here for Dark is going. That's a very Viper castle. He's even starting it with 1 villager like Viper. He is sending more though. He doesn't quite have the gumption of Viper on these castles just yet. Another TC. Taking some hits. This is a lot of skirms. You can, especially now that Bracer is in, skirms can micro down mangonels pretty well. Also, these light cav have bloodlines, and that's it. There's no other upgrades on these light cav, so they're not doing very well against the skirmishers just yet. But elite Mangadai. Oh boy, elite Mangadai on the way. Still, ideally, are not taking this fight against the skirms, but camels are going to go down to the cav archers. There's still 2 mangonels here. We're losing Mangadai, though. Skirms. It's not great siege micro here for Z40, if I'm being honest. I don't think I've seen him attack ground once this game. That's okay. He's got 4 relics. I mean, so many things are going great here for Z40. He's got 2 more castles. In the bank, he's floating so much res, which is not always a good thing. Okay, there we go. More stables. Getting the upgrades for the cavalry. Another castle, like, up here maybe could be okay. Although I wouldn't hate claiming some forward space with a castle either. Yeah, microing against the skirms with the Mangadai, probably not really what you want to see. First armor comes in for the light cav that already helps them quite a bit against the skirms. This is good though, for Dark, honestly. Trading skirms for Mangadai is a great trade. Gold shaft mining is in, forging on the way. Pushing in here. Okay, we're going to drop a castle in our farming eco. That's not bad either. I don't mind that. Just keeping this area safe long term is worthwhile. And you don't want to get too risky with the castles, but the flood of blue units across the field is looking kind of scary. There's blue everywhere. Dark's done a great job of expanding his map control somehow. Feels like he's had worse units for well, basically the entire game. They're missing Parthian tactics. That's the only upgrade missing on the Cav Archers and Mangudai at this point. So they do chew through camels fairly quickly as well, right? 4 pierce armor. It's... Well, they're doing 8 damage per shot, and Mangudai fire quite quickly, so it's not great. Parthian tactics on the way. Z40 might be getting a little too comfortable. He does have 4 to... I mean, most things are going his way. Feels like... Or maybe it's making him feel like he can just turtle this win out. He's got 4 relics to 1. He's got the better late game Civ. He's in arguably the best Death Ball unit composition in the entire game. But I'm still nervous. I am still nervous. He's struggling to get up to population cap. Really should be continuing villager production here. He's losing... He doesn't really have control over important resources on the outskirts. Still has a castle and a half banked up. This is a lot of Hussar. Mangudai are going to run in and snipe down the Trebuchet. They're also going to kill all these camels. Castle going down for Dark would be bad. Nice university wall behind this push, but we do have to deal with this at some point. Maybe we don't. Feels like Z40 isn't too concerned. It's got getting pushed in here too, though. He's simply going to drop more castles in his eco. I don't know. Z40 is going to go down below 100 villagers. He does queue up a lot more vills, which is good. Dark does lose this castle, which is good. But... I don't know. Z40's below 100 vills. I guess Dark doesn't have that many villagers. I actually think Dark has deleted quite a few villagers to make space for these camels. There's a lot of camels on the field. Hussar going down. Where did the Mangudai ball go? It's still here. Okay. This is still not... Well, if the camels can just engage without any micro, it's an okay fight. Dark can spam camels a lot easier than Z40 can spam Mangudai, even with 4 castles here. The skirms are just wading in, killing stuff. Hussar need to hit the field. Mangudai are dying back here to the skirms. The blue flood continues here. Trebs are even coming across the field largely unprotected. Another gold is going to get hit by these camels. Z40 has the relics. He's got the composition. He's got the Civ. But that skill gap I talked about might be rearing its ugly head here a little bit. As Z40 loses another group of vills, he's down below 80 villagers. He's going to drop dangerously close to 100 total population, which is usually the sign to resign in these pro games late in the game. And Mangudai are losing numbers. I think Dark's done this. Man. This feels so bad for Z40. That feels... If he does lose this, which he's going to drop below 100 pop here. Coco, welcome in. How's it going today? Feels like just about everything was going right for you this game. Almost feels like you had no chance if you lose at this point. Just not what you want. That being said... We are pushing back a little bit here. Still don't want to take the fight straight up against the skirmishers with the Mangudai, if you can help it. Also, Z40 is claiming these resources, which is good. Theoretically, if Dark runs out of gold, that is still a win condition for Z40. Where is Dark taking gold right now? He's got 500 back here. He's got a lot on gold, okay. He's got another 1,500 there, so he still has 2k gold to take easily. And then maybe this stuff, depending. Feels bad to resign with 4 relics with the better Civ, but we're rapidly approaching the point where population difference is just too great. That raid breaking in was a disaster for Z40. But I also just think he stopped producing vills way too early. Right? The saying is you're not over boomed until your max population capped. And Z40 just stopped making villagers at like 110. And I don't think he's ever been population capped. I think he tapped out at like 170 or something. Rebs are here. Camels are here. Skirms are here. How does Z40 save this castle? I don't think he does. How does he save the Trebs? I don't think he does. Raid still all through the back. The castles can only do so well at preventing this. It's over, man. Oh, man. That's brutal. Actually brutal. Feels so bad. But these are the relics too, which is kind of the last hope you have here, is that I think Z40's only in this game right now because he's hoping Dark runs out of gold. And if the camels aren't here, it's a very easy win for the Mongols. This is good, pushing back on the Trebs. These Trebs are expensive. If you still have, but I mean, the skirmishers are absolutely rinsing Z40's farming eco back here. Dark's done a great job of pushing at the front, but also continuously streaming in units on the sides, right? Z40 feels like he's not able to do both defend the push and defend the raids at the same time, so he's having to like go back and forth between the two. The blue flood continues across the center of the map. Dark's going to set up and start trebbing down this castle now. If he can take control of this area, that's another 1,600 gold that could be taken by him. And the queue is just not here. Yeah, man. The struggle is so real. I feel this struggle to keep population up deep in my soul. And like if Z40 had 120 villagers even, this would be fine. Diving the skirms with the Hussar would feel okay. But as it is, there's just not enough here to continuously spam out Hussar, so even losing the Hussar feels terrible. This is good though. Okay, that's some dead vills. Those are some dead villagers. Dark is quite close to 100 total villagers. There are still quite a few castles. That's another devastating raid. There are still castles in and around here for Z40. Castle being attempted here. Mangadai are going to dive on the Treb, but we're losing Mangadai numbers to do this. We're losing Mangadai numbers for nothing now. We're below 100 total population. Like I said, that's usually the sign that you've lost a game in these late game situations. Z40 struggles on though. He's definitely winning the idle TC battle. He's definitely winning the idle TC battle. Still has these 4 relics as well, which is definitely good. Eco is not that far off anymore, to be honest. The eco is not that far off. Dark is having to put a lot of population into skirmishers, which is not always, it's usually not pop efficient in that way. But feels like Z40 is caught in this loop of having to sacrifice Mangadai to snipe trebuchets. So he's never going to build up the numbers he needs to actually take a good fight. But GG. I was like, but Dark is out of gold, finally. Oh man, I actually think if there was ever a time to keep fighting, it probably is this moment. Obviously, Z40 doesn't know that Dark just ran out of gold. But if you're going to fight all that time, may as well keep going a little bit longer. But I think Dark probably takes this either way. That was a good game. It feels real bad for Z40 in Taiwan because, like I said, I don't think Z40 was highly favored here against Dark or Vinchester. But this would have been a huge victory for Taiwan to not have to pull off the reverse sweep. And I think there was an opportunity here, right? I mean, the numbers were even until like this. There was a bad fight here, but we kind of rebounded. We just couldn't keep the. It was like right here, right? Look at this. Economy, basically even. Military, as close to even as can possibly be without being dead even. And we're in Imp. We had 4 relics. Z40 had the ideal composition for the Mongols. But Dark just started beast moding late game. The late game macro, production, awareness, and ability to be, raiding and pushing at the same time just overpowered Z40. I actually... Where... Yeah, I think Z40 tapped out, like, right here. Is that true? Yeah, like, in here. 50, 60, 70. Yeah, like 170 total population was as high as it went for Z40. That's rough. That's really rough.